What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Big Ox Chia, and as you can see, I'm trying to use my iPad for once to do this video. The purpose of this video is to have the conversation of, do you think, just you, do you think we are over-victimized in the black community? Now, personally, my answer is yes. I believe that we have been given the ideology of victimization. And what I mean by that is we're told basically that we're victims all the time. No matter what happens, we're victims. Whether we choose to be a victim or not, we're told that every day we wake up, we are always a victim of social injustices, victim of racial discrimination, victim of just victims all the time. Now, let me say this. There is racism. It does exist. I have been a victim of racism. I can be honest, a long time ago, when I was a kid, when I was young, there was a lady who locked me inside of an Office Depot because she said I never paid the bill. Didn't tell me that the computers were paid for. You have to pay for them. I didn't know that at the time. I know that now, obviously, but back then I didn't know. And she locked me in the store, said that I was trying to shoplift, and she tried to get me arrested. Thank God for my mother, she got me out of the situation. But to be real, she should have never let my 10-year-old self onto that computer. So, those type of things I've been through. I've been followed around stores before, and all things like that. But I'm just huge about the idea of victimization because I notice, especially in like our community, when it comes down to relationships, it's a huge thing for one person to feel like they are extra victimized. I'm going to move this screen a little bit. But to be told that you're extra victimized, that you are always the victim, it's a problem. And to be blunt, and I'm trying to be blunt, I'm trying to be as blunt as possible because this irks me. It irks my core. Irks me to my core. To hear all the time about how terrible we just have it. I've had people who I was counseling, and instead of just saying, hey, both of us have issues that we need to work on, it was always, it's his problem and it's her problem and it's his problem. He did this to me and I'm never going to forgive him. And this is her problem and I'll never forgive her for that. And it's never just the personal issue. It's always a victimhood to it. I had one time in a Facebook group that I am an admin in, one person comes in and says, hey, I have this issue. I don't like how I'm being treated by sisters. That doesn't mean every single sister out there is a terrible person. But in this culture that we live in, it's like if one person says this about one person, they have to be saying it about all black women. And that's impossible. You see what I'm saying? It is not possible for every single issue to be about everyone. Okay? Every time a parent is said that gets a critique doesn't mean that it critiques every single parent out there. But it is something that a lot of parents might deal with, that I can believe. I can believe that you can deal with an issue that it resonates to you and makes you think about your own self and how you deal with certain issues. Absolutely. But it should never be a conversation of, is this who I am? Like, is every issue my issue? Is every single incident a full on generalization of the whole community? And I think if we continue down that road, there's no way anyone could ever say anything good about us, because we're always looking for the evil that someone else is going to do. And I mean, no one's perfect by far. So, I mean, this lack of ability to handle criticism, be it good criticism, be it positive criticism, be it negative criticism, we just can't handle criticism. And it's becoming a real issue in our community because, like, we can't even critique each other. We can't even tell when each other is wrong. Think about it. Think about how many things that you see wrong in a day, but you won't even say something because you know they're going to take it to the next level. It's not just a problem, it's everyone's problem. So if I say, for example, I'm tired of being put out by black women, that's not saying every black woman, but the ones that I experience on the daily. Now, that's not me specifically. That's just an example. But, or if a woman says, black men tend to not talk to me. That's not a critique on all black men. That's a critique on that specific type of brother. That brother is not understanding her and not showing her the attention that she wants. Oh, finally, I got the black screen. That's what I wanted. It's not saying that every single solitary person that is saying something about you doesn't like you. That just means that this specific person, this specific thing is not favorable to you. And I'm not saying that there are no loving people in the world. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't sit here and say that all black people think this way. That's obvious. It's not all black people, but there's a lot of us that just won't accept anything as just what it is. Some things are not you being a victim. Some things is not you taking on someone else's feelings. And it doesn't require your extra expertise. And I'm sorry if that hurts you. I'm sorry that you're not that important all the time. I'm sorry that sometimes it's not about you. It's not about us. It's about that person at that time, and you need to be able to handle someone not making it about you. I'm sorry, every time a black man gets shot, it is not about me. Okay? Sometimes it's something that's bigger than me, and I don't know every single solitary fact about it, and I never will. So I don't overreact. I wait. I listen. I wait to see how things are going. What is the climate? What is the conversation really about? Who is involved? Who was the officer who shot? Does he have a track record of these things? Because you know what? That stuff comes out. Like the one police officer that killed Tamir Rice. Come to find out, that police officer should never have had a badge. I don't think I mean, the city of Independence literally said the man should not have a gun. And yet he's in Cleveland with a gun. Okay? So I would never want that guy as a police officer. But here he is in the wrong place. He's a police officer in Cleveland. That's terrible. That's horrible. He should never have had a badge. You got people like with Eric Garner. He should never got killed. You see what I'm saying? Those things make sense. But to protest them absolutely makes sense. Makes sense to me at least. But to say like, okay, let's make this a complete issue where none of us can like police officers, that's a problem. Like the Donald Trump situation. Yeah, Donald Trump was terrible to blacks in the 80s and the 90s. And he probably still is. But right now, he is the president. To say that he's not the president is stupid. That's stupid. Because he's the president. Like, he's actually the president. To sit here and act like he's not the president is like denial. Like, okay, we're going to call him 45. Call it what you will, but he's the president. Don't make yourself sound foolish because society tells you that you have to sound foolish. You know, I don't even know Maxine Waters. I don't know all that information to start that conversation. But I'm just saying, don't let these people, and my room is about to get dark in here because I'm using the sunlight because my lamp is out right now. And I'm going to try to end this video quick then. But don't let these people turn you into a victim instead of making sure that you make your life the best for you. That's all I'm saying. Don't sit around victimizing yourself over these folk because they're going to make you want to be a victim. They want to say that you're no good. They want you to believe that you can't think for yourself. Don't be foolish enough to believe that. You're smarter than that. You're not always the victim. Every issue is not about the whole black community. Sometimes it's just some idiot that does something locally, and we have to know the difference. I'm your boy, the Big Oxuchia, and I'm out of here. Peace. And about hair grease.